Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Katie and today we are going to be playing the Scary Ride story, but this time it'll be Mary in the Mirror. My last video did very well, and I thought why not continue the series since there are a whole bunch of these and I absolutely loved it. So that is what we're going to be doing today, and I hope you guys loved it, but enough to chat, let's just roll. The Scary Stories Ride, Mary in the Mirror. Don't do it. Candace invited her best friends over for a sleepover. The girls were all excited. After settling in, Candace asked her friends, "Who wants to hear a scary story?" They all raised their hands, excited. "Okay, guys, this is a scary one, so get ready." The girls got all giddily and waited for Candace to begin. Once upon a time, there was a herbalist named Mary Whitford who lived deep in the forest. Mary was a beautiful woman who had become a powerful healer and would make potions with herbs to help people in their illnesses. She was the best healer anyone had ever known. Everyone would always comment about Mary's beauty, and many men courted her secretly, but Mary was more interested in making medicine than getting married. But then one day, while Mary was out in the forest collecting mushrooms, she tripped over a chain and fell face first into a large bear trap that snapped closed on her face. Ooh. Mary managed to break free of the trap, but her face had become horribly damaged. She refused to see anyone for over a year while she tried different medicines to heal the scars on her face. But nothing worked. Finally, she gave up and decided to wear a veil to cover her face, and she went back to work healing people again. Everyone asked her what had happened over the last year and why she was wearing a veil. She told them that she just needed some time to study medicine for more medicine more, and that her eyes became light sensitive, so she wore the veil. Then one day a man named Lord Harlan showed up at her house. Lord Harlan was just one of the many men who had fallen in love with Mary, and he'd come to ask her to marry him. This one's a lot faster than the other one. He presented her with a huge ruby ring and promised her all of his wealth if she would just marry him, but Mary didn't care about the money. However, she did indeed find Lord Harlan to be very handsome, charming, intelligent, and sweet. She told him that if she were to accept her as she is, that she would marry him. Lord Harlan was so excited, he knelt down and said, "Mary, I accept you as you are. Will you marry me?" Mary answered, "Yes, Lord Harlan, I will marry you." Mary knew that Lord Harlan was an honorable man and a man of his word, so she just knew that he would not be concerned with how she looked after the accident. Mary held out her hand and Lord Harlan slipped on the ring. They embraced each other and Lord Harlan raised his hands up to her face and took off the veil to kiss her. Uh-oh. Once the veil was off, he smiled at him, but his eyes grew wide and his face cringed in disgust as he jumped backwards. What happened to you? Are you a monster?" he cried out loud. In that single moment, Mary's heart was shattered completely. Lord Harlan ran from Mary's house, screaming aloud, "Witch! Witch! Mary Whitford is a witch!" Word spread throughout the villages that Mary Whitford had become a witch and that she practiced black magic, which wasn't true at all. The local people from the surrounding villages gathered together to confront Mary. They went to Mary's tiny house and kicked down her door. They dragged her out of her house and tore off her veil. They screamed in horror at the scars on Mary's face and began taunting her and laughing at her. They even made up a rhyme for her. Mary, Mary, once so lovely, Mary, Mary, now so ugly. Mary sat on the ground and wept as the villagers burned down her house and left. After that, Mary moved deeper into the forest and lived in a small mud and grass hut. She was filled with anger at how horribly she was treated and how she was betrayed. So she spent her time learning witchcraft and cast a spell on the world that would last forever. She wrote down on the parchments what that spell would do and left one parchment in each village for all to know. The spell would curse anyone who repeated that ugly rhyme that the villagers made up about Mary by turning their faces into a real monster. And if you repeat her name 3 times in front of a mirror in a darkened room, she will appear inside of it looking back at you, and something terrible happens. Boo! Candace screamed. The girls all screamed with fright. Looks like a sand mirror. And that was the story of Mary Whitford. The girls jumped up and clapped, all of them agreeing that the story was great, but also very, very scary, yet very sad too. Then Tara put her hand up and dared them to repeat Mary Whitford's name in front of Candace's mirror together. At first they all said no, no way, but after a little convincing they decided to do it. The girls lit some candles, turned out the lights, and stood in front of the mirror, and said the name Mary Whitford 3 times and waited. Uh-oh. Suddenly, a frightening face appeared in the mirror, and Candace screamed, but nobody else did. She looked at her friends and asked, "Did you see that?" But they all said no. It was then that they admitted that they said the name with their eyes closed. Candace was the only one who kept her eyes opened, and then suddenly... Two long, frightening hands reached out from the mirror and grabbed Candace, pulling her inside of it. Ooh, creepy. Now the girls could see Candace inside of the mirror looking back at them. Only now Candace looked monstrous. "Now she's trapped inside of this mirror with me forever," yelled Mary Whitford. She glared at the girls and let out a horrible scream before disappearing with Candace. No one ever saw or heard from Candace again. Ooh, that is creepy. If you repeat her name 3 times in front of a mirror, no, do not do it. I had the volume down, so I am not... Whoa, that was creepy. So I didn't get to hear the scream, which is good, because I probably would have jumped. Alright, you guys, and that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I really loved the storyline of this, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I can't wait to get into the other ones. But if you did, make sure to smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it, as well as hitting the subscribe button down below if you'd like, and hitting the notification bell to be notified every time of a brand new upload. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.